Okay, good morning, boys and girls. Let's go ahead and get the party started. Today is Saturday, February 6th, 2021. And we will get started.
She tipped hers up too. She tipped hers
Okay,
up
can you see
too.
the agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we've already done the welcome, and then we just want to bring up the following details. The virtual theme contest is still in progress. Don't forget to vote, those of you who haven't. We've had a decent turnout, about 65 so far. I'd love to reach 100 if possible, so keep spreading the word. Next week, February 10th, is the board meeting. And for those of you who are in District 6, I'll have you out plenty of time to attend the District 6 meeting, so don't worry about it. Then on the monthly challenge, just a reminder, we got the insects going for February. That's 3 prints in the lockbox by February 28th. And then coming up in March is landscapes, and that'll be the last one for the season. Just a point of information, I did a test and it worked out just fine. I put up a QR code in the display case. So any resident that's walking by and would prefer to vote electronically can now do so. All they do is put their smartphone to the QR code, tap OK for opening the document, and they can vote by number right there at the display.
Don't you have
That's great.
Don't you have to have an QR or the app for the code on your phone?
Nope.
No.
Just point your camera. Just point your camera.
Works good.
And you can vote by number, and then they will also still be able to vote the old-fashioned way with the pencil and paper, but it does answer the concerns of those people that are concerned about touching things. That might help a little bit. Plus, there's a lot of people that are, computer savvy, and they might appreciate the fact that a different way of doing it. So check it out when you're up there. Also, at Robert Donnell's, one of our members, noticed that the lights were not very good pointing toward that board. He brought it to my attention. I had kind of noticed it before, but he brought it to my attention, and I took it up with the rec department, and they took care of it right away. We now have all three bulbs are pointing directly at the display instead of 2 out of 3. So in other words, the entire display is now well lit, and you can see our pictures so much better. And I appreciate Robert bringing that to my attention, and I appreciate the rec office fixing it. So anyway, when you're up there, you can take a look at the lighting and also test out the QR code for voting and see what you think, and let me know. Okay, on the weekly challenges, today we're going to do shadows, and next week will be doors any kind. And then on the 20th, we have a guest speaker, so there won't be any challenge. Okay, and then today we will do lesson 11, night photography. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you need.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I feel like the Verizon guy.
I can hear you, Bob.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, today is be night photography, and then next week will be art photography. And then I wanted to give you kind of a heads up on the National Geographic lessons. Where it goes from this point is more or less of photo shoots. So in other words, instead of being like a formal lesson like we've had the first 12, there'll be a lot more of him going out to actual shooting situations. So I think that those are going to be very interesting. And then, of course, after the meeting, we'll have our after the meeting fellowship. And I'll let Diane lead that while I bow out. Um, Also, we've had some volunteers step forward to serve on the committee that's going to pick the challenges and the scavenger hunt for next year. I'm going to give you a last chance to volunteer. If you want to join those committees, you need to let me know right away. Just drop me an email or holler right now. And I'll get you on that committee and you'll help pick the scavenger hunt and the challenges for next season. All right.
What,
And then, pardon?
what qualifications do I have to be on a committee like that?
Linda, you're just fine. Would you like to volunteer?
I would, please.
Okay, got you down.
Thank you.
I want to be on the committee.
Who's that?
Shelley Bigel,
Oh, Shelley. Okay. I'm sorry, I can't see you. You can see me. Okay.
right?
Okay, and then also we already have Jane Page, Jean Fleur, and April. I think that's plenty. Good. Now what will happen is I'll get an email out to you guys and I'll give you what we've done in the past so that you can avoid those that, unless they've been a long time ago. And in fact, that group of people is plenty, and you can do both the scavenger hunt and the weekly challenges. I'll let you know how many, and I'll give you the past history so we don't step on ourselves, okay? And we appreciate your serving. That'll be a great contribution to the club. We really appreciate it. Okay, now here was the final on the waterscapes. We had a total of 6 photographers participating. We had a total of 16 photos turned in, and we appreciate that. And then so far for insects, we have April with 2 and Ruth with 1, Ruth K with 1. So that's where we stand with insects. Waterscapes is closed, as you know, and then insects is open, and then we'll start landscapes for March, and that'll be the last one of the year. Okay. Here's where we are on the meetings at a glance. That's today. Next week, we went over that. That'll be doors of any kind. And then the 20th, don't forget, is Colleen Minnick will be our guest speaker. And she'll be in the rooms just, she'll be back to just being in our meeting. So you don't need to worry about going to an outside link like we did with Lisa. She'll just be in our regular meeting, much the same way we did with Kathleen Reeder, if you recall. She just becomes a co-host in our existing meeting. It's a little easier to manage, and it's one less thing for you to do. And then we'll have the weekly challenge for the rest of February and March, and you already have the links for the rest of the year. And then on the 13th, we'll have Chris is going to put something together for black and white photography. And at the board meeting, we're going to discuss the end of season gathering. I don't see why we can't go ahead and have an end of season gathering just because it's not in person. I'm thinking that possibly we could have there's Betsy.
Yes.
Hey, Vicki. Hey, everybody. A lot of people arrived while I was over at the other side. Thank you and welcome. Yeah, I'm thinking about things that we could do for a year-end gathering. Maybe that instead of your names, you'll type in the cocktail you're having, and maybe we'll dress up, and maybe we'll show a film or something. But anyway, we'll come up with some ideas, and we'll definitely have an end of season gathering on April 3rd, but it won't be in person. I can tell you that right now. Okay. Without further ado, let's do the share. Diane, you're up first. Unmute yourself.
Shadows.
There you go.
That's our patio.
All right.
I believe that was one of the little towns having
Was it Globe or
look at
Miami? One of those, I think.
yeah, one of those little towns. They had
Yeah.
like an open house. They were building a new hotel, and so there was some shadows. That's all that is. This was on our baseball tour. And that's me taking a picture of some of my rocks, I guess. So that's
Yeah.
a shadow of me and my iPad.
Very good. Thanks, Diane. I appreciate it.
Sure.
All right. All right, Hal, you're up, buddy.
Oh,
Oh,
there's shadows there. That's the, what is it? The exhibit, the snake exhibit that's up in Goldfield. And I don't know what kind of snake that is, but
whatever, just stay away from it.
yeah. There's another one from there. Lots of shadows in there. Next, that's a pumpkin I carved for Mason. Him and I carved it together. And
Nice.
that's got some shadows, I think.
Mhm.
And the next one, I love looking at faces and and in the light, and you know, when I'm painting, I love to see that where the light hits and where the shadows are. This one has some pretty good shadows. The thing is, when you're doing photography, you usually try not to get the shadows. Anyway, that one had shadows in it. Next, yeah.
Mm.
And I'm never quite sure whether that's a shadow or a reflection, but that's on, what lake is that? Beaver Lake.
It's a nice shot.
Yeah, it's right close to where we're living.
Mm.
And that's one of my shots of, has some pretty good shadows in it. It's a shot of the mountains going out towards Butcher Jones, where we go to look at the horses on the lake out there. And and I took a bunch of those and I used that. I changed them with paint program, and it's really they come out really neat. Next. And that's another one with the paint program, and that's it's PINNT. Paint. Yeah. And anyway, there's lots of shadows in that face too. I like it. It's really neat. And that's the shadows off the piling in the water. And that one's been changed too. And that's, yeah, that's the dock that we built when I was a kid. It's still there. And that has its own story, I'll tell you. It's on Whidbey Island.
Ah, where?
Next.
How, where on Whidbey Island?
Washington. It's on Whidbey Island on, what is it?
Mutiny Bay.
It's across from Hood's Canal. Entrance, Foulweather Bluff.
That's not the bridge to nowhere, is it?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a long one. It's the tide really goes out a long ways there, and so you had to have that long dock.
Yeah.
But
Very
it
nice.
was an interesting thing. It had in those days, you know, you could pick up stuff off the beach, and most of the stuff we made it out of was stuff we scavenged off of the beach. So, I'll let you go here. Somebody else needs to talk.
All right. We'll catch that story another time.
Yeah.
Okay, Linda, you're up. Well, let's see what we got going here. Thought I had these all done. Sorry about
Well,
that.
I could wait. I don't have to do it now.
Okay, Linda, you're up.
This is a picture of an officer over here at the fire department on Southern. And I kept taking pictures of him because I tried to get rid of that shadow. But there it is. I couldn't take a picture of a security guard up here at the main gate. They wouldn't let me. So there's the uniform and the shadow. This is, there's a rabbit somewhere in here. So he's underneath the shadow of the bush.
That's a good one.
Wow.
This was at Christmas time, and I did 2 pictures to show you. Here is, you're up, where are you? You're real close, and there's a bigger shadow, and then in a distance, it gets smaller.
Gotcha. All right.
Here's a shadow, or what do you call it? This is my
Silhouette.
grandchildren.
It's a
Oh,
silhouette.
okay. This is my grandchildren in the play Elf at Christmas time back in Colorado.
Very colorful.
Here's what out in front of my house. He's taking a siesta, and there's his shadow there
Yep.
on the tree too, the tree trunk.
Well, that's a
Okay.
good shadow.
Yes, there is a shadow, and that is a laptop that my son sold to the Mesa Police, and that's a small one, and it's called a Tough Book. Plus, he can print out your tickets too.
Is he giving you a ticket on your own computer?
No, 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 no. I was on the board. I was on the border, and I just said, "Excuse me, I appreciate your service." And then I started in, "May I take your picture?" I had that for transportation, I think.
Oh,
But
Linda,
I'm
you
a
got
shadow.
to be more careful, Linda. You're lucky you didn't have to call us for bail.
Uh,
Mm.
Okay, I'm trying to see what it is.
It's upside down.
Oh, for
Oh,
heaven's sake,
okay.
we can't have that.
Are you doing a 180?
I did a 90 and a 90.
I'm trying to see what it is too. It's a shadow of something.
It looks
Oh.
Like
like
a Christmas display.
Yes, it's the shadow. When I was trying to take the pictures at Christmas time, I learned if I tap on my iPhone right in the middle, it'll take off the flash, I guess, or something, and I can get a better picture. But there's a bigger shadow there.
very good. Thanks, Linda. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, Marion, you're up. Oh, great shadow.
Yes.
Uh,
Mm.
that works.
It showed a hat on him too. That's clever.
Mm-hmm. Eucalyptus.
That's nice.
Yeah, these are great shadows. I know where that is.
Turn this up.
Nice shots, Marion. Nice job. Very nice. Thank you, Marion. Val, you're up.
Okay, there again, we have a bird, but I'm not sure if that's a shadow or a reflection, but there he is.
Good shot.
Next. That's looking out on the farmlands down by Salinas, California. And the shadows under the trees there.
Right.
That's at a dinosaur park. I think it's somewhere near Palm Springs. And he's got a big shadow underneath his belly there.
Nice shot.
This is, let's see, where did I take this? I don't remember, but it's some tourist Western town thing. I'm not sure. Also this one, I think that says,
Might be
Old
Old Tucson, yeah.
yeah, I think the next one is Old Tucson.
Nice shot.
Next. And
Oh.
the same there too. I think that's the same.
A lot of shadows.
That's in Newport, Oregon, looking down the main street on a, it just had rained and this was the afterglow after the rain.
Very nice.
And there's another duck.
That's a reflection and a shadow.
Yeah, I think it's both.
Nice work.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Vicky,
Okay,
you're up. Oh, wow.
Wow,
just some shadow at some friend's house.
nice.
This one has a series of 3. They were shadows on my wall at my house, and you can kind of see either negative or positive. You can either see the big white, like Elvis looking guy, or you can see the black, like, I don't know, some face with a big head, big hat, and some chopsticks coming out of his mouth.
I like
That's
it.
the best
Yeah.
yet.
That's
And then the
great.
next one was just a few moments later.
It's like a Rorschach test.
Yeah.
Which one do you see?
And the third one has an added face on the right side, both negative and positive.
Siamese twins.
It was just strange. So, and just shadows of our door. I liked the shadows of the sort of the shade of the trees along with the other trees illuminated by the sun at sunset.
Very nice. Oh, that's a nice one.
Some shadows and shade. Of
Where
rock.
is that? Where is that?
I think that is in Joshua Tree,
Oh,
California.
ah,
That's a show shot. You got a nice sky and everything. That's a
Thanks.
show shot. Yeah.
I think that's it.
Okay, very nice. Thank you so much. Walt, you're up, buddy.
Sorry, this is Ruth, not Walt.
yeah, these are mine.
Well, that's right.
Well, Walt was the one who
uploaded
sent
by
them.
Walt and taken by Ruth. Gotcha.
Right. Well, the first 3 of these, we were stranded for 3 days when our RV broke down. So we drove around for 3 days taking pictures.
Where is
So
that?
this, a lot of my pictures were shadow pictures just because that's how it was then. It was December. Okay, go
Where is
ahead.
that, Ruth?
Where is it located, Ruth?
Well, they're all, it's a part of California. I don't even know how to describe where it is. There's a whole bunch of parks there. It's sort of on a peninsula it's between San Francisco Bay and whatever's next.
Going north.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a lot of different parks there, and these are in these parks. There's
Roanoke
another
Park.
one.
Close to Roanoke.
The
Park.
RV broke down on the Benitez Bridge, so that's the area.
Yeah,
I got
somewhere
you.
around that bridge, yeah.
I got you.
And there's one more of those.
Nice.
That's a great shot.
And then these other 3 are at White Sands. So there's the shadow of the little plant, and the little ripples are sort of casting shadows, not very much.
That's
And you
a
have,
Okay, next.
That's a
You have
show
an-
shot. You
you have
missed.
you have an
gotta-
elephant.
You got to talk about the elephant. I was going to say the elephant and the camel up at the top.
I didn't notice them.
That's a show shot, Ruth. Ruth, I expect to see that in the show soon. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not
that's
as
great.
thrilled with it as that.
That's a good one.
And this was at White Sands. The sands are drifting, so it's drifted over this fence. So you got the fence and the shadow of the fence.
Great shot. I like it.
Wow.
And then this is where it's really drifted over the fence, and all that's left is the shadow, and you can hardly see the fence.
I like that shot.
Yeah, this is my favorite. Okay.
Okay, very nice. Thank you. Looks like it's me. This is my all-time favorite shadow shot.
Oh,
Wow.
That's from the arch in St. Louis. We were in the arch at the top. That's looking down at the city from there.
That's great, Bob.
You can see
That's
Bush. You see Bush Stadium in the red brick over in the upper left-hand corner. That red brick is Bush Stadium where the St. Louis Cardinals play.
yeah.
There's a
Is that the
shadow of
Capitol?
a baseball pitcher. Kids playing the sprinklers and lots of shadows there. Here's our tour, our baseball tour people walking toward the next stop on that venue, and they had a lot of shadows. I think this was in our little Florence or Globe, whichever one it was, that open house. And this was like a famous old house, and you could go into that house and tour it. It had been furnished and so forth. It was a nice stop. Lots of shadows here. This was at the Glendale Chocolate Fest annual.
Oh, Chocolate Fest. We missed that.
Yeah. This is, you'll all recognize it went on the photo shoot to the Biltmore. That's from the Biltmore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also the Biltmore, some shadows of the palms.
Oh,
Very nice. And that's it. Okay, kids. All right. And now I will stop the recording.